Underneath the clear sky, a young man with a gloomy expression was standing on a bench. His name was Yuta Hasegawa, a second-year university student. He complains that Santa won't come even if he's a good kid. He's interrupted by a girl next to him, saying that depending on what Santa gives her, she'll be a good kid. And what is it that she wants? A boyfriend. Of course she wants a boyfriend. What? Why not? That's what everyone wants around this time of the year after all. What about him? He wants money. The girl was looking at him with a concerned look. The woman's name was Ayaka Mino. She has been hanging out with our protagonist ever since they were second-year students in high school. Her expression turns playful. Wait a second. Is he still hung up on his ex-girlfriend? He answers that it is indeed the case, but what about it? She giggles and says that she knew it. She now wonders if he is still in touch with his ex-girlfriend, but realizes that it's impossible because he doesn't have the guts to do that. Wait a second, is she mocking him? She shouldn't be laughing so much. Ayaka was struggling to hold her laughter in, but apologizes for being right. Our protagonist thinks that even though she is extremely cute, the reason why she hasn't been able to get a boyfriend was because of her personality. Our protagonist is interrupted in his thoughts, so doesn't he want to start coming to a mixer? She could even be his Santa if she wants. He will think about it if she pays him to come to the mixer. There's no way she's going to do that. What should she even pay him? Then he will pass. In that case, he will leave. He has part-time work today. He put in a lot of shifts like a madman. Is that so? If he changes his mind, then he can just tell her online. Our protagonist was sorry for having lied to Ayaka. After all, he had no part-time job, but he wasn't ready to go to a mixer yet as he had just gotten his heart broken a month ago. Of all things, why did he have to go through a date spot? Would he like to make a reservation for Christmas cake? No, there is no need. They also have chicken. No thanks. All of a sudden, a flyer appears in front of our protagonist's eyes. Excuse me, could you please take one of these? No thank you. However, he waves his hands too strongly, causing the flyer to fall to the ground. He is sorry. He bent down to recover the flyers that fell, but people just walked over them with no regards to their situation. Now all of these flyers have footprints on them. He is very sorry for this. He will pay for it. No, in truth, it's not a problem. She is also sorry for giving him a flyer like that. She will explain the situation to her manager after she has distributed all of the clean flyers. No, he will be coming with her to explain too. Our protagonist lifts his eyes and sees that the girl in front of him is wearing a Santa costume. He is a bit entranced by her beauty, which is enhanced by her Christmas outfit. This girl was so beautiful that every man was stealing a look at her. The woman thanks our protagonist for helping her, but he answered that there's no need to thank him. After all, it's his fault that the flyers fell down in the first place. In truth, it would really help her if he would apologize with her because her manager is very strict, but is he sure that he wants to do that? And she also has 1 hour to work before she can go apologize. Yes, he can wait that long. After all, the university he goes to is around here, so he can kill some time. He will wait in that coffee named Lita in that shopping mall. Does he go to the university near here? Yes, that is right. She understands. Her name is Mayu Shinomiya. He is called Yuta Hasegawa. The girl then bids her farewells to her protagonist. He is waiting in the Lita coffee shop as promised, but it's already past 40 minutes from the meeting time and the girl from earlier has still not shown up. In reality, if he thinks about it, this situation might have been obvious. He said that he wanted to compensate her, but there is nothing much he could do besides apologize with her. Our protagonist decides to leave the coffee. Actually, upon further thought, maybe she thought that I'll apologize with you was a kind of new pickup trick, and she just went home. A couple was lovingly holding hands in the middle of the street. Our protagonist was in the middle of his hands and apologizes for disturbing them. But upon glancing at their lovey-dovey attitude, he is immediately struck by a feeling of emptiness and suffering. He doesn't say anything and instead just thinks that they must be enjoying their Christmas together. It was exactly a month ago that our protagonist got cheated on by his girlfriend. Her name was Reina Asuka. They went to different universities, but they were the same age and had good chemistry. She was so pretty that he felt like her beauty was wasted on him. Like college students, they had an intimate relationship. For their first anniversary date, he bought an expensive bottle of champagne and an Italian course dinner, but in front of a house, what he saw utterly shocked him. Her girlfriend was having an affair. The air is really cold here. Our protagonist is walking through the streets, and it is animated by cheerful sounds of everyone being happy in this festive time. But all of this happiness around him only makes him feel more sad and lonely in his own sadness. He decides to listen to some music in order to isolate himself from the world, and decides to go home. After all, the fate of a single person is to spend Christmas Eve and Christmas Day alone reading manga. All of a sudden, a hand touches his back. Our protagonist turns around and, just like a light that brightened his world, the girl from earlier was looking at him. She's the one from earlier. Oh, he thought she wasn't coming, so he was about to go home. Then should they go apologize to her workplace? No, actually there is no need to, it's fine now. What? What do you mean? You stopped working as a Santa? Yes. And are you fine with that? It's fine. I started to get tired of working as a Santa too. Our protagonist thinks that she might have left because of him instead. But the girl asks her to call her by her name, Mayu Shinohara, and to stop calling her you. Oh, he's sorry, but is she sure? Giving her name to a man she just met so easily like that? Nanda sore? Eh? If he says it like that, she sounds like an easy woman. No, that's not what he means. But she's right. He was worried about her, but it was none of his business. The girl laughs a bit. He doesn't need to apologize, it was only a joke. Eh? A joke? She's not going to be angry just from something like that. What? I thought she was angry for real. He finally smiled. Eh? He has been looking so gloomy for a while now and was making him worry. Oh, he just thought of that, but aren't they in the same university? Huh? Shinohara is the same university as him? You know, this university right there. After all, that's the only university in the area. Indeed, he is also in that university. By the way, she is a first-year university student. How about Hasegawa-san? He is a second-year university student. Then, he is older than her. He doesn't need to use honorifics on her. Is she sure? Yes, she is. Our protagonist asks Shinohara if he can do something for her as an apology. Apology? You know, about her center work. He is kind of responsible for her quitting her job today, even if she was planning to quit from the start. Shinohara is left thinking, and it looks like she has found something. Does he have plans for tomorrow? No, he doesn't. Actually, there is some place she wants to go. It is here. She shows her phone to our protagonist. It's a good place, trust me. But the boy answers, wait a second. No, this place is clearly meant for a couple. Why? Why would she invite him there? Kimagure dazo. It's just a whim. Just a whim, huh? She's kidding, but this is for an apology, right? It is okay for her to be selfish and say she wants to go to a fancy restaurant, right, senpai? Wait, did she just call him senpai? Oh, she's sorry, it's a habit. She should just call him Hasegawa-san. Calling him senpai sounds stiff. Demo-sa, Hasegawa-senpai. He is 1 year older than her, right? Actually, she has been in a club for a long time. That's why she calls someone older than her senpai. But if he doesn't like it, she can just call him normally. Our protagonist stays silent for a moment, but he finally answers. It can't be helped then, there's no choice. She can call him whatever she likes. It's been a while since he hasn't been called senpai. Shinohara looks delighted. Hi, senpai. Hasegawa-senpai. In that case, she should exchange line contact with senpai. Okay. It's decided then. They will go to that restaurant tomorrow. Is that right? Yes. Our protagonist thinks that whatever happens will happen. He is now back to his home, and even though the floor isn't tidy, he doesn't really care and just throws his coat to the floor. It really did turn into a big deal, even though it was my fault. His stomach's growl. Well, he's pretty comfortable, and so he will go to the convenience store later since he's hungry. All of a sudden, a notification sound rings out. Oh, it's from Ayaka. She says that she's hosting a mixer at Christmas and that he should come. Cute emoji? At Christmas? He has a plan with Shinohara for Christmas Eve tomorrow, and going out 2 days in a row is a bit uncomfortable. Well, going out tomorrow, that's a given. He has no choice but to go, and he's a bit lazy to go alone during this kind of season. I mean, it's cold after all. He has plans already, so he cannot come. but his phone instantly rings. What is it? That's her line. He's lying, right? Does he really has a plan for Christmas? But they don't have enough people for the mixer the day after tomorrow, so she will even bow her head down. Please, come to the mixer. But our protagonist answers that he can't even see her, so what use would it be to bow her head? He continues, why doesn't she let the guys get someone to fill up their side? Why is she the one doing it? There's a deep reason for that. Let me hear it then. The best choice? Yes. This time she was asked to introduce her best choice among her male friends to all my friends. So he has been selected for the best choice with flying colors. Congratulations! I'm hanging up. Sorry. I'm sorry, wait. What? In the first place, even if he went as her best choice, no one would pick someone like him. Her friend Ayaka Mino does not think that is true. After all, she does quite like him. Did you hit your head or something? Arama, he's embarrassed. So what is his plan? Is he really not lying? Well, I was invited by Santa. Huh? He was invited by Santa? Isn't he the one who hit his head? There's a lot going on actually. Our protagonist decides to explain the situation very briefly to his friend. She understands now. But is he sure that he's not being scammed? After all, if he thinks about it carefully, a girl asking someone order and that she just met to a date is simply weird. Maybe some scary guy will come in the middle of his date and take his money instead. Does she really think so? To go as far as to pick up a girl by throwing her flyers around. Isn't he a pickup artist? What? But he never picks up girls. It's good that his plan doesn't overlap with her plan. In that case, they should meet the day after tomorrow in front of the usual train station at 6 in the evening. Bye. Wait, hey! Toot toot toot. The sound of the beep was ringing, signaling the end of the call. Mataku, what was that? Asegawa-senpai, thanks for waiting. The girl that had just called out to our protagonist was Shinohara Mayu. Oh, she arrived just right, he didn't wait at all. He was actually going to come on an earlier train, but there were so many people riding it that he waited for the next train. Well, shall we go? It's over there. Okay. Oi, did you see that girl? She is a cutie. Yeah, she's so cute. Is she a model? Our protagonist silently stares at Shinohara. Indeed, she put more effort into her makeup than yesterday. She does not feel like someone younger than me, like yesterday. Doki doki. Somehow he is starting to feel nervous as his heart starts to beat faster. A voice in his head appears. He is being scammed. Asking someone order and that she just met to a date is clearly a scam in waiting. A mini Ayaka in his head was sermoning him for his mistake. He simply laughs it off, but Shinohara realizes that something is wrong with him. No, nothing's wrong. They have finally arrived at the hotel and they show their reservation to the cashier. The reservation is on the upper floor. Our protagonist silently stares at the hotel. He thought he knew what to expect before he came, but this place is really luxurious. Please be seated here. They had arrived at their dating spot. This small space was meant for the two of them. It really does feel like a couple-only place. The girl answers, well, it's Christmas course after all. Is he not going to sit? The girl taps the couch and asks our protagonist to sit here. After all, it's for his apology. While he removes his coat, he is lost in his thoughts. He's the one who wanted to apologize, but it's impossible to not be nervous when he was brought to a place like this. Even more, this place is very private. Wow, the night view is beautiful, isn't it? Shinohara was marveling at the night view, but our protagonist was only shocked by how close she was to him. He steals a glance at her bosom, but realizes that he's a bit impolite and says that it's a little cramped. She apologizes for having snuck up to him so suddenly. Hey, he has been meaning to ask this, but why did she want to bring him here? After all, this is not the kind of place that she should go in with him when he's not even her boyfriend. She is glad he asked. To tell him the truth, last week, she has been cheated on by her boyfriend. Okay. There's no way that she can talk about this without drinking. She aggressively takes the glass and goes it in one go. Are? It's empty? Yeah, no, you should realize it that it's empty the moment you hold it. And isn't she a minor in the first place? A moment later, Shinohara was enjoying the food and was drinking juice since she's a minor. She asked our protagonist, "Are you so caught up with food that you forgot what she said earlier?" She thinks that it was pretty shocking, but the boy only answers that she is the one who is caught up with the food and not him. What? You may be right, but she wanted to come to this restaurant with her boyfriend, so she did her best to beg him. But what a surprise to think she would come to this place with a senpai she just knew yesterday. She is the one who invited him though. Wait, Shinohara, for someone who just got heartbroken, she doesn't look sad at all. Are? You found out? He was my first boyfriend, you see. She had been rejecting confessions from boys all throughout middle school and high school. You have been confessed to quite a lot before. Yes, she's popular after all. No wonder. After all, with her beauty and style, there's no way men around her would leave her alone. Wait, but then why did you go out with your boyfriend? I wanna do what couples do. That's the only reason I accepted his confession. I see. Our protagonist looks pretty disappointed. Anyway, that was the feeling she had when she met her first boyfriend. To think that it ended because of cheating, it really isn't pleasant. She's not upset because the relationship has ended, but she's more upset for the fact that she has been betrayed. Well, some people think like this. For him, he was so shocked that he became depressed. He's interrupted in his thoughts, and so she made up her mind. He cheated on her, yet he still loves her. So she will pay him back by breaking up with him after her revenge. How do you want to do that? Well, she's still thinking about it, and the safest things to do would be to show him that she is getting along with other guys or something of the sort. But to do that, she needs a collaborator. At the same time, the main dish was finally served. It was a beef fillet. Our protagonist smelled that something was a bit wrong in what she was saying, so he simply wishes Shinohara good luck. She ignores him and says, "That's for Hasegawa-senpai." I decline. But she hasn't said anything yet though. Yeah, but she was about to say it just now. Please, at least listen to my plan. First, they will show him how close they are. Then, after he finds out, no. He knows the both of us are here because he is the one who started this all. But that isn't his problem. She should ask someone else. Wow, there's no friend. She can ask her friends for something like this. Ara, then, what about that? She will pay for everything tonight. There's no way I can let a younger girl pay for me. Senpai, please don't say something rigid like that. If he listens to Senta's wishes, maybe something wonderful might happen to him, senpai. Our protagonist was looking at her with an expressionless face. Shinohara realizes that and says that it was just a joke. Our protagonist remarks that Shinohara is not a sentai anymore, even though it's his fault. She giggles and says that he is right, but he should know that she was making a lot of money as a senta. He should let himself get bought by her money without any complaint, isn't that right? What an absurd argument. Then she will be paying everything for real, alright? Just eat the steak without thinking too much, please. Well, Shinohara goes on the offensive. She decides to feed him the food. Here, senpai. Is it delicious? Yeah, it's delicious. Then it is decided. We will start this plan tomorrow. Wait a minute, he has a plan for tomorrow. Why does Senpai have a plan for Christmas? Why is she treating him so harshly this fast? To tell her the truth, he has a mixer for tomorrow. A mixer? Shinohara was staring at him dangerously. Well, if it doesn't look like he's going to finish earlier, they will do their plan some other time. Is he okay with that? Yes, we will do it some other time then. While Shinohara was cutely eating the food, our protagonist was immersed in his thoughts. Tomorrow is a mixer hosted by Ayaka, huh? If one thinks about it, Shinohara is the same type as Ayaka too. Just one day ago, our protagonist thought that his Christmas was going to be spent alone at home. But now, maybe it might be worthy of being called a Merry Christmas.